Boxing King Media. We're with 12-year-old superstar, Mr. Dylan Capetillo. Dylan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good today. Blessed to see another day, and we're here at the gym.
I feel like I'm interviewing like a 25-year-old who's had about 10 fights already. You've got that sort of aura around you. Where'd you get that from?
Oh, my dad used to always tell us social media people to interview me just so I could learn how to be interviewed, and here I am. It's more easy for me. It's a lot of experience.
Mate, you're better than most like professionals I interview. So tell the British fans about yourself. Obviously, you train with your dad. You've got an amazing boxing style. I watch all your work videos on Instagram. When did your love for boxing start?
Well, the love for boxing started when my dad was the manager of the Top Ring Boxing Gym, and since I didn't have school, he would take me with him to the gym since I was 2 years old. And from there, I started watching the boxers train, and I just started hitting the bags, and I wanted to do boxing. So my dad made me love boxing. My dad first wanted me to love boxing, then he could teach me. And since 4 years old, I've been sparring.
You can look at me. Don't worry about the camera. Look at me, man. So obviously you're 12. Do you know how many fights you've had so far? What's your record?
I've got 50 fights. I'm like 45-5, I think. I don't know. I don't remember my record.
50 fights at the age of 12. That's crazy. And I've seen how you guys spar. You don't mess around. Describe your boxing style.
I could do many styles. I can box like Muhammad Ali on my toes, or I could brawl. I could walk you down like Julio Cesar Chavez. I could do many styles, and that's something that me and my dad have practiced for along all the years I've been boxing.
Been speaking to your dad. What a nice man. Do you know what I mean? I've been speaking to your dad for nearly 2 years now on Instagram, and it was nice to meet him today. He tells me that you study boxing quite a bit. Even when you're at the gym, you're watching fighters. So tell me some of the fighters that you watch. What would you watch on YouTube?
Oh, I watch on YouTube, Manny Pacquiao. I watch CANELO. I watch Muhammad Ali's old fights. I watch Julio Cesar Chavez. I watch Floyd Mayweather. Even Floyd Mayweather's defense is great. I watch FEINT, Mike Tyson. A lot of those fighters.
And how are you doing at school? What would you do at school?
Oh, I'm in middle school right now. I'm in 7th grade. I'm doing really good in school.
I think your dad said you got some sort of amateur tournament coming up in Kansas. What's happening there? How do you find it walking into amateur tournaments? Obviously, a lot of pressure on your head. There's a lot of dads there cheering the kids on. How do you find the pressure dealing with that?
Well, after a while, so many fights, I don't get nervous. It's more like anxiousness to fight. So much experience, it helps.
I know you spent a lot of time around a lot of good fighters. I know you've been with CANELO. You spent loads of time with Tyson Fury. Tell me, what have you learned from them sort of people?
From CANELO, I learned his feints and his defense. He's got great feints. With Tyson Fury, I learned how to box better with my feet. Be more on my feet, and I learned how to box more with Tyson.
Okay. Obviously, Tyson, at the minute, we don't know who's going to fight next. But do you see anybody from this era beating Tyson Fury?
No, not right now. I don't see nobody beating Tyson Fury. I think he's the king of the division right now. I think he's in his prime. He's strong, and his mentality, man. I've seen him training. It's one of the best I've ever seen.
Dylan, I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've spoken to a 12-year-old that speaks as well as you. Considering you do boxing, so your mind's in boxing, so you're obviously a really well-educated kid as well. So, do you want to show the fans in the UK some shadow boxing? I just want to show them how you move, man. Go on. That's sweet. Your slipper come off.
Yeah, it's fine.
No worries, man. Dylan, I'm going to follow your journey all the way. All I'm going to say is don't forget me, because when you're a superstar in about 10 years' time, I want that access.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Is that a yes, or do I get that access in 10 years' time?
Yes, of course.